Hi, my name is Sergeant Major Peter S. Targonski. I was born in Whately, Massachusetts. My folks, during the Depression, we moved to Springfield, Mass. I went to Our Lady of the Rosary parochial school, did my elementary education there, and from there I went to Trade High School, graduated in 1949. I got a job. It was a dead-end job. I said, I got to do something better than this, so I joined the Army, February 14th. Went down to Fort Dix, did my basic training there. From there, I went down to Fort Benning, Georgia, did some training down there, and they shipped us out to Seattle, Washington by train. We got there, we went to Pier 91, spent a couple weeks in Pier 91, got us aboard an airplane, flew us to Aleutian Islands in Alaska. From there, we flew out and landed in Tokyo. From there, we went down to Busan. I was assigned to the 7th Infantry Division, 32nd Infantry Regiment, in the liaison section for 48 Field Artillery. And from there, we boarded ship on the way to Korea. Normally, it takes a half hour, 3/4 of an hour to get to Korea, but it took us 14 days. We were almost around. They had a big typhoon there. That's why it took us so long. We landed at Incheon, and we liberated the city, went up to the mountain, unknown, and spent a week up there. And from there, we went board a convoy with trucks and down to Busan. We boarded a ship down in Busan. We stayed a week and a half or 2 weeks, I'm not positive which, until they cleared the mines or did something up north. We landed at Hungnam, went up to the Yalu River. The Yalu Reservoir. We were on the west coast, the Marines were on the east coast. And we stayed up there for about 2.5 weeks, maybe less than that. 2.5 weeks, I can remember. Cold. The weather was anywhere from 30 to 50 degrees below zero. All the time I was up there, never took a shower, never washed but our hands and face, and that was it. At night, I used to take clean socks, put them on my feet. The ones that I wore, I put them in between my t-shirt and my fatigues and field jacket and kept them warm and dry. And as far as food goes, we had rations. When that ran out, the mess sergeant said we had pancakes that morning. That was good. Next day, we're on our way back out of there. We had to fight our way back to Busan. And he just poured the batter right into our mess kit and said, hey, go build a fire and have your breakfast. That was it. While I was in North Korea, we broke into a house. Well, not break in, but we went inside the house and we started searching the rooms. And there was a mama-san, well, that's the mother. She wouldn't let me in this one room. I pushed her to one side, and I heard some noise in the closet. Got my rifle ready, and I thought of the worst. I opened the door and out pops the girl. I said, that's what she was hiding from. So that was it. She's crying, and the mama-san took her and held her, and she said she's got a coughing as if she had whooping cough or something. Anyway, we let them go. Next episode I had that really sticks in my mind is we were in the perimeter up in Chosin Reservoir. And we got this one house, about 6 or 7 of us are sleeping in there. No heat, by the way. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, we hear a stumbling, come in and open the door. We all got our rifles ready. We know who the heck it was. It was the mess sergeant looking for one of the cooks. Good thing he said something, otherwise he'd have been dead. That really scared me. You got to realize, just 18 years old. And once we got aboard ship, we got into Japan, we went into the mess hall, anything we wanted to eat, as much as we wanted to eat. They put a quart of milk right in front of everybody. Drink all you want. And that was our breakfast coming back. From there, we went into Camp Zama, I think it was. Slept there a couple of nights and got aboard ship. The Pope. There was 4,800 soldiers aboard that ship. First day out, we had 3 meals a day. Second day we went out, we only had 2. Supper and breakfast in the morning, and that was it. We spent something like 4 or 5 days coming back. Once I landed in, not San Francisco, I forgot the name of the camp that we went into. Pittsburgh, someplace in Pittsburgh, California. From there, we shipped out, and before we shipped out, we got a big formation. They said they're going to send us to the camp closest to our home. Well, I picked Fort Devens. I got to Fort Devens. We laid in a sack for 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks we laid there doing nothing. They couldn't find a job for us on the base. So they called everybody out and they said, well, we're going to have to ship you out of here and assign you to a base where you can be used. Well, they shipped me down to Fort Gordon, Georgia. And I spent the rest of my tour of duty down there. I had pretty good jobs down there. I was in the Signal Corps. And I got discharged from there. I came home. When I got home, about a week later, I got a letter from the draft board. They want me to come down and sign up for the draft. I'm saying to myself, draft, I just come back from Korea. So I went down and I talked to them. They said, well, we'll put you in the D class. What do you mean D class? They get A, B, C, and D. I said, well, I was pipeline first time. What I mean by pipeline is when you sign up for the service without any preference of where you want to go, you're at their whim. They'll send you anywhere they want you to. I said, no, I'm not doing that. A good friend of mine was in the Army National Guard. He talked me into coming down. He says, Pete, don't worry about it. They're not going to call anybody up until they have to call the whole division up. I said, well, okay. I signed up to the National Guard. I ended up my career with 42 years in the military. Then I moved to, I'm getting ahead of myself. We bought a home and got married to a beautiful girl, naturally. And we bought a home in Enfield, Connecticut. While I was living in Connecticut, I was in the Mass Guard, and I was in charge of the wire communications platoon. And I had to get a secret clearance. And on the clearance it said, where do you work? Well, I worked in Massachusetts. Credit cards, where do you go shopping? I said, oh boy. You know, and as soon as they found out in Boston, they said, get rid of that guy right away. Bang. No questions asked. I was discharged from there. Good thing I got a good job. Same grade. I was a master sergeant then. And I got a position with the 43rd Brigade in Hartford, Connecticut. Stayed there for, I was in different units. While I was in the Connecticut Guard, I was also a member of an instructor at the Connecticut Military Academy down in Niantic, Connecticut. I spent 24 years down there. And I ended up being the instructor for land navigation. While I was in the Guard, I was also a member of the Military Academy. That's 2 weeks with the Guards, 2 weeks with the Military Academy. I come home, told the wife, well, wash my clothes, I got to repack and go another 2 weeks. 2 drills a month, one with my unit, one with the Academy. NCO meetings, Monday nights, Thursday nights down there at the Academy. Did that for 24 years. Wife complained a little bit, not much. thank God. And once I retired, she says, you're not even going to join the church choir or the Salvation Army or nothing. Well, when I got out, before I joined the Army, I was a member of the Knights of Columbus. When I went in the Army, I dropped that. So I came out and I started talking to a few guys. I told my wife, well, I'm going to join the Knights of Columbus again. She said, okay, go ahead. Then I got a letter in the mail, VFW. And we had a post up at Westover where I was working. So I told my wife, well, okay, go ahead. I joined that. Joined the American Legion. Then I joined the, I forgot what other organizations they were. But anyway, I joined 3 or 4 of them. Thank God I got a good wife. That was my military career. And some of my positions I had is I worked at the Westover Air Force Base for 30 some odd years, and then I retired from there. Colonel called me in the office. He says, Pete, when did you decide to retire? So I told him, sir, 30 years, age 55, I was out the door, and that was it. And I retired. I told the wife, well, this is it. I'm not, I just finished my tour of duty in the National Guard, and I retired from there. 1992, I retired with 42 years in. Thank you.